we had, as a team, sat down and looked at all of our sites. We decided there was a few sites that if we really had to put our head to it, were not going to be profitable for BTC mining come to 2028 halving, and certainly not by 2032. And we decided those sites needed to be replaced as BTC mining sites.
We took an infrastructure-first approach to Bitcoin mining, seeking sites that met a very defined criteria. We looked through the lens of a data center design to engineer our sites for flexibility, connectivity, and longevity. We believe that Bitcoin mining was the start of a larger business, but not necessarily the end.
While other Bitcoin miners are just now pivoting to AI, Core Scientific has been ahead of the curve since 2019, giving us a lead as long as a Bitcoin halving cycle. Here's Russell Cann, our Chief Development Officer. He's going to give us a Core Scientific history lesson.
We had a client called CoreWeave that had been with us since May of 19, and we'd been hosting GPUs for that team for a while, and we had a strong relationship with them. And oddly enough, those guys in a period of about 14 months become one of the largest AI hyperscalers on the planet. And they come to us and said, you know what, CoreWeave come to CoreSci and said, you know, you guys did a great job for us managing our GPUs and hosting GPUs for us. You think you can do it again? We need a lot of power and we need a lot of data center space, and you guys are good operators of that. So we ended up doing a deal where we come in and converted a data center in Austin into an AI compute data center for those guys. And we did it in 30 days. We thought we were going to do it in 90 days, 120 days. We did it in 30 days. And that led to yet a game-changing deal for Core Scientific, which was we decided we're going to go hard into the AI HPC space. We weren't going to get out of Bitcoin mining, but we were going to go hard into the AI HPC space.
Let's transition back to where we came in. The Core Scientific team evaluating its Bitcoin mining sites.
Well, lo and behold, the same sites that will probably not be profitable for BTC mining in 2028 or 2032 check a lot of boxes for HPC and AI if you have an engineering and design team that can make that conversion. And I mentioned before at Core Scientific, we had a bunch of data center folks that got into BTC mining. So we just happened to have the perfect team to convert large-scale Bitcoin mining sites into large-scale AI compute sites if those sites check certain boxes. They have the electrical density you need, they have the fiber capacity you need, they have the latency requirements you need. Just so happens we have an enormous power footprint. We have 1,200 megawatts currently today of PPAs.
Real quick, that stands for Power Purchase Agreement, and essentially means the amount of power we have contracted access to.
And we're running at this point between 800 and 900 megawatts of data centers for compute. And we worked out a deal that is great for Core Scientific, great for CoreWeave. As we sit here today, we're converting 500 megawatts of our, at the rack, about 720 megawatts at the substation of our compute load into AI, generative inference AI workload space. This allows us to operate in a different business sector from Bitcoin mining.
Yeah, the benefit of having high performance computing for Core Scientific is we have long-term stable cash flows at high margins. So it takes away the exposure to Bitcoin and the volatility associated with that and results in a much more long-term and stable outlook for the company going forward.
So Bitcoin mining is very volatile, and when it's up, it's way up. And that's a good thing, but that volatility is tough. Well, the HPC space is much closer to traditional co-location in that your investment is high, but your revenue is high and your margin is high. So you do have risk in that you have capital exposed, but your margin is high, it is not volatile. So at Core Scientific, as we sit today, we have a very volatile, and by the way, volatile can also mean profitable, BTC mining business. And we have a very high margin, but very steady margin, HPC business. And I think the combination is going to work out pretty well for us.